HERESY. The ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience. At least for now. I recommend that we continue monitoring the ship. Alright, thank you. Did we not get punished? Never hecking punished. Okay. Okay. Boom. Chart new routes from here. Okay. Let's have a visit. Lord Captain. No, wait, what was his voice? Lord Captain, according to the telemetry, we are in the system of Kiava Gamma, the main industrial world in the Von Valentius dynasty. However, our astropaths report that attempts to contact Governor Gabrick have been unsuccessful. But wait, the Voxmaster is silent for a few seconds. Lord Captain, a new report. Kiava Gamma is sending a request to exchange data. Should we accept it? I have a bad feeling about this, chat. The voice acting in this game is way above anything you've heard before. Is that is that praise? Thank you, I guess. Accept the transmission. As you command, Lord Captain. The Voxmaster switches to a nearby comms channel to relay your instructions to the crew. For several minutes, nothing happens. Suddenly, a deafening screech erupts from the bridge's Vox system. You hear violent tirades of garbled binary code with like the low chuckles of machinery. Lord Captain, interference detected in the compartments of a Vox system. It looks like the bridge is cut off from the rest of the void ship. I knew it. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay. Material. Picked reports on events on the bridge on approach to Kiava Gamma. Start of picked recording. The void ship's bridge. Sounds of working cogitators and officers' footsteps. The everyday scene is interrupted by an ear-splitting beeping sound, followed by lumens going out. In the dim glow of candles and emergency lights, one of the officers in frame cries out. Another falls to her knees, clutching her head. Over the beeping boxes, shouts can only just be heard. What's going on? The doors are locked. We've lost contact with all departments. One of the bridge officers turned to the throne. Lord Captain, the Vogue stations are malfunctioning and overloading the system. None of our outgoing transmissions are getting through. The incoming ones that do make it are distorted beyond interpretation. The Lord Captain gives the order to... We can decide to decipher the incoming Vox messages at all costs. Praise the command. Oh, thank you guys. Like, maybe some of you already know, but I don't have the greatest self-confidence, and I've been like wondering if doing the voices is even worth it. But yeah, I guess it is. So I appreciate you. We can continue sending orders from the bridge and request status updates from other compartments. You like the voice is worth it for you? Okay, that's good. You won't embarrass me with praises. Look, we have an embarrassed emote for that now. Right? So, you know. There we go. Have some of those. So here's the, like, thinking back on our choice to accept the Vox transmission, we should have ignored it. Because we knew from Footfall that on Kiava Gamma there was something weird going on with all of the servitors. We could have inferred if we were smart little nerds, that it could be like an offensive hack. But it could also have been a cry for help. So we should have been smarter about that. Yeah. Never answered the phone. Spoken like a true Finn. Spoken like a true Finn. So if we try to decipher the incoming Vox transmissions, what could we get from that? Hold on. There's beeping, okay? We're on emergency lights. The lights went out, so we're on emergency lights. The officers are crying and falling to their knees, so there's definitely some kind of presence going on. Shouts can only be heard. What's going on? The doors are locked. We've lost contact with all compartments. One of the bridge officers turned. The Vox systems are malfunctioning and overloading the system. So I feel like trying to send more orders is not going to be useful. They're just going to fail. So we must try to decode the Vox transmission at all cost to try to understand it. Good thing is that mobile phones are getting pretty bad at the phoning thingamajig. Yeah, I know, right? Have you seen, like, I was about to say modern kids. The kids these days, they don't know how to use a phone. They hold it out in front of them, like 30 centimeters from their head, and then they're yelling to the phone because the other guy can't hear them. And then they're like, I can't hear you, and they like just have people on speaker in public places. And I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, you know? It's like, do you, like, if you just put it up to your ear and speak on a phone like a normal person, you know, you wouldn't have that issue. Am I out of touch, chat? No, it's the children. It's the children that are out of touch. God, I feel old. Anyway, we're deciphering the incoming Vox transmissions. Proceed. A team of decryption experts get to work. Data tethers are inserted into sockets as they connect to the cogitators. One of the Vox clerics leans over the console. Another is writing something on a piece of parchment. But then she bursts into maniacal laughter and stabs herself in the eye with a steel quill. Another scream. A tech priest who was mid-prayer tears himself to pieces with his own mechandrites. More and more lunatics are mutilating themselves and lunging at others. Portion of picture recording damage after contact with unknown object. Oh, look at this picture, dude. That's a pretty stonking picture. Quick, count the fingers, chat. Count the fingers. Is this AI generated? Is that an extra finger? That could be a vein. I mean, the finger ratio is looking pretty good. You have 10 fingers. That means you should be able to count as if these guys have the right number of fingers. Yeah, I believe in you. Yelling at people, doing a speaker call in public. Yep. Seen people do it with earbuds. Oh my god. Yeah. Old woman yelling at crowd, pretty much. Can't see clearly enough to count her fingers. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I don't think it's AI generated. It looks too coherent. An enforcer shoves a rabid servitor away from the Lord Captain as she begins methodically exterminating any who show signs of madness. They were weak to begin with. Wow, it's not just young people using older people and you doing the stupid thing. It's fun. Why? Why do people do this? I thought it was just a young kid thing. Like, oh, LOL, we have never seen an actual phone and we don't know how to use them. It should be accepted to start playing really loud. Get me? Straight to Horny Jail. With all the rest of the people in Horny Jail. Maybe not in the same cell. Yeah, let's have different cells. Okay. We can... Hey, Jellyfriend, welcome in. You have missed some action, Jellyfriend. Woohoo. Rush to help the crew, shouting out orders, or executes one of the lunatics and roars a series of orders to the rest. I don't think it's a last lack of obedience here. Abelard, do the strength thing. The image of the Pict on the Pict is fuzzy. Nothing but glimpses of people shouting, racket, and the Lord Captain's orders. Within minutes, the crazed crew numbers are either dead or bound and unconscious. The officers cluster around the Lord Captain are barely breathing, but unharmed. Can't go to Horny Jail because you're goo and therefore immune to horns. I don't think that's how that works. Yeah, no, I've seen Horny Goo. Have I? I'm pretty sure I have. You know what? Can I retract my statement? It used to be action, after that it was just Excel. Come on. Scrap code. The voice belongs to the on-deck engineer, who has turned to the Lord Captain from his station. We've been attacked with scrap code, a tech heresy designed to corrupt machines. The transmission received from the planet was infected with this taint. I knew it! And is now running through the ship's veins. Omnissiah preserve us. Please retract my statement. Okay, I'm sure it is not on the internet. The Voidborn officer appears before the Lord Captain once more. Whatever it is that's attacking us, we have a backup procedure that can circumvent the Vox barrier. In the atrium leading to the bridge, there's a terminal for an isolated system that might still be on a loud prop. The pipes over the officers' heads burst, and a blast of hot air flings the Voidborn away from the Lord Captain, his body slamming straight through a cogitator panel. The Pict frame spins uncontrollably. The servo skull was jolted by the gust. The Pict recorder fogs over, the Vox picking up the crackling of electricity and death cry. Gas on the bridge! A junior attendant shouts and instantly doubles over, inhaling the poison air. Get me? The rogue trader. We can run for our lives, command the crew to carry on with the duties until the very last, or evacuate. Have I forgotten to renew the McAfee subscription? I'm sorry. My bad. You agree that you have a mission. Do tell me what your mission is, Kermi. I would like to know. Okay, so if we evacuate the bridge, how are we gonna keep doing the decoding? Like, how are we gonna get control of the situation if we leave the bridge? Cam is 100%ing the bonks. Valid. We can command the crew to carry on with their duties, or we can run for our lives. Same old with bonked enough to overflow Rustbug's memory. Keep trying. Keep trying. Yeah, let's try to... Loud pop, pipes burst. Voidborn was slung away. Gas on the bridge. Evacuate. We failed to evacuate? Cassia! Poisoned and disordered, the people can barely stand, and they are slow to respond to the order. The servo skulls show Ablar Versarian, the Lord Captain's loyal seneschal, stepping in. He firmly gets to work, personally guiding those who are dazed, issuing direct commands to the crew, all the while barking instructions peppered with choice words of naval slang. The screeching of plasma cutters and the loud crash of the falling door signal that the way out of the trap is clear. The survivors abandon the bridge in haste. A ruse test succeeded. Wow! Leaning on a support beam, the rogue trader takes several deep breaths, trying to flush her lungs with air. Then she straightens, smooths out her uniform, and heads towards a goal known only to her. The servo skull follows. The atrium is in a state of panic. Silhouettes skitter about in the dark hall, illuminated only by the flickering of emergency lumens. Court orders and someone's feverish words of prayer can be heard. Having lost all communication, the beheaded ship is writhing in agony. It takes a while for the Lord Captain to find the cogitator mentioned by the falling officer. The panel of the isolated terminal is riddled with cracks and bloodstains, and on the floor of the terminal, a tech priest is lying in a heap of with his head smashed and technical liquids mixed with blood oozing out of his pores. The Lord Captain decides to take her chances restoring the terminal. Oh, I think if we would have chosen differently, maybe we would have had other choices here. Time for bed. Get me? Sleep on. Tech use succeeded, thankfully. The rogue trader rips the power key off the tech priest's mechandrite and opens the cover on the terminal. Sparks fly into her face, but she's confident in her manipulation of the tangled wires and clanging levers. After replacing the cover and ensuring that the system is restored, the Lord Captain brings up the required data on the screens. The maintenance bay is sending out hundreds of desperate distress calls that have gone unanswered up to now, when the machines went out of control and started turning people insane. Others, driven by some hateful and paranoid logic, started butchering the servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The tech priests have sustained heavy losses, but the remains of the cult are still holding the line. Out of everything that's happening on the ship, the situation in the maintenance bay is the direst. The Lord Captain knows where help is needed most. She decides to send the officers, go ourselves. Ooh. Lodestar 81. What? Oh, is that some kind of basic command? Okay, so if we go to the maintenance bay by ourselves, no one is left in command. If we send the officers, we don't get to make the choices. Trust our officers. We need to... Actually, we're not even at the bridge anymore. There is no one in command. We're going there ourselves. The rogue trader arrives not a moment too soon. The crew, frightened out of their wits, have already cornered the priest of the Omnissiah and are about to execute them. The Lord Captain stands between the angry mob and the tech priest, her sheer presence already giving the crowd pause. Harshly cutting off any objections from the crew, the rogue trader orders the officers she gathered on the way here to escort the mutineers out and set up a guard post outside of the bay, where the tech priests begin to offer desperate prayers to the crippled machine spirits. Return to the bridge. The walk to the bridge is uneventful. The crisis has passed. Although wounded and crippled, the ship nevertheless is returning to its normal operation. Life on the bridge is as bustling as ever, even though people are surrounded by destruction. The senior officers have the situation under control, and people have been organized. The emergency crew have already finished repairing the pipes. The technomats are setting up cogitators and consoles, and the healers are bagging up what few corpses there are and examining the wounded. By the comm station, the rogue trader runs into the Voxmaster. Praise the Emperor. You're in one piece, Lord Captain. The situation on board is satisfactory. I was just in the middle of setting up comms channels. Soon all Voxcasters will be fully operational. Another man appears in the pict frame. A junior officer, completely out of breath, carrying a heap of scroll. The Voxmaster nods at him. Ah, there you are. The reports, Lord Captain. If you find yourself able to return to your station, I can immediately give you a rundown of the states of affairs on the ship. Lord Captain, the Voxmaster's voice is quivering with exhaustion. The situation has been brought under control, more or less. It will take some time to eliminate the consequences of the attack completely, but the vessel is capable of motion. We may even be able to conduct a warp jump if you feel we should leave the system. Allow me to bring you up to date, okay? Only minor losses on the bridge, few casualties. Kiev government went silent. We're not sending more inquiries, so on the second attack. No remote analysis capabilities. Hendrix, stay out of this channel. The box clicks as Hendrix joins the channel. Commander, I don't know what was the voice we were doing for this guy. Man, I don't want to do the German voice. It's too difficult. You haven't managed to discuss the nature of my mission. I was assigned to your entourage for a reason. Time is running out, so I'll be brief. I must be present during your expedition to the planet. I trust the greeting we received from Kevagama has dispelled their doubts about whether the events on the planet require my scrutiny. Oh, God damn it. Okay, do we have to take this guy? The crew is awaiting further instructions, Lord Captain. Talk to Henrik about the cult. Oh, we forgot to talk to him. Well, shit. Oh, wow. You find a plausible explanation for the stupid thing of holding the phone in front, flat and pointing up, and talking into it. After trawling through many pages of people saying they do it as to not have their ear or cheek touch the phone and make it hang up. What? And that has never been a thing. on any phone I've had. Like so much in this world, this is the fault of The Apprentice. The people on the TV show hold their phones like this so the boom microphone can pick up the audio better. Oh no! Are you kidding me? The audience doesn't know the reason, but they constantly see reality TV starts holding their phones like this, so they think it's a normal or cool way. That can't be true. People can't. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? You know what? Fine. Okay, we are out here. Let's have a look at these nearby worlds. Let's just scan. I mean, it does sound plausible. There's a whole lot of stuff here. Why do we have to scan our own, like, home worlds? As you've done it makes it worse you, but that must be how it's used. Yeah. The dwarf planet is marked on the Von Valencia's protector charts as Atoll, and serves as a backup source of water for habitable worlds of neighboring systems. Due to the abundance of bacteria proliferating in the Atoll hydrosphere, the extraction of ice was stopped half a century ago, but much to your officer's surprise, the augurs detected an unidentified mining rig deep underground. Presumably, the excavation is aimed at extracting clay minerals near the planet's core, enriched with iron and other metals. Okay. So we can send a scouting party. They're probably gonna be sick. Or we can try to contact the Vox station. There's an unidentified mining rig. How long have they been there? Are people even alive? Let's try contacting them. The extractim turns out to be Incendia Corda's latest investment, whose demesne is located just within a few jumps from the Cranach system. While this world is of little value to the Von Valencia's dynasty, your officers see this gesture as an attempt to test the boundaries of newly minted rogue traders' leniency. Yep, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing violation of my domain here. Mankind is doomed. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Oh wow, that text is staying on screen for a very long time. I should probably no. Well, maybe it's not actually. Is it? The Seneschal considers this act unacceptable and insists on confiscating and rebasing. I agree with the Seneschal. Pasquale Pasi notes that the unusual composition of Atlas core subsequent development will allow the extraction of rare refractory metals. We can keep the extracticum for ourselves. Now, I do like that better. Okay, so we can confiscate and rebase it somewhere else. We have some extracticums available, so I don't feel like we need to do that. Pasi wants to use it as it is. We can allow Corda to feed on crumbs unworthy of the Valencia's dynasty's attention. No. We can destroy it with a precise shot. The rogue trader orders to behead everyone on the illegal mining rig and send their heads to Incendia Corda with the very best of wishes. Now that's how you make friends.